Welcome to Creating the Relationship of Your Dreams. My name is Louis Brantmeyer with Make Love Easy. I grew up socially awkward, anxious, introverted, diagnosed with autism. And through thousands of hours of practice, thousands of dollars invested, I did what most people would call miracles. I manifested 4 relationship partners, basically on command in the space of weeks to months per partner, who were as if built to order. I'm sharing not to impress you, but to impress upon you what I'm teaching you here works, the exact technique you're about to learn. So, first of all, how? Make a list, 2 sides. One, who is she with and for me? Her qualities, her personality, what you get to experience through her. Be specific, must haves, nice to haves, non negotiables. Side 2, who am I with and for her? What does she, through her eyes and life and mind and heart, get to experience because of my presence in her life? You're manifesting you from her point of view because a relationship takes two. And if you actually want it to work, you need to stand in receiving someone who perceives exactly who and how you are as the shit. Then you stand in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Imagine it's already done. Imagine you have experienced this person entering into your life 10 minutes a day, twice a day, right after waking, right before sleep. You feel now in your imagination as if it's already done. Not wishing, not hoping, but literally simulating it. This works for several reasons. One, it reconfigures your self image. You become the kind of person who can actually host someone like them in your field. Number two, it activates your reticular activating system and primes that so that you start noticing opportunities that it was either filtering out or not capturing before. Number three, standing in the feeling of your wish fulfilled raises your action potential. You take more inspired, aligned action. And there's a fourth reason I don't have a perfect explanation for. Basically, synchronicities and serendipities that go beyond psychology magically occur. Timing, orchestration, coincidence that I cannot take credit for with my own little conscious mind or ego. Call it infinite intelligence, call it God. I've seen it too many times to leave it out or to doubt anymore. You don't attract what you want, by the way. You attract who you are. Manifest does not mean to create as much as to make obvious what is already there. Where is it? That which is there inside of you. And that cuts both ways. Your partner is your mirror. You can do this whole technique perfectly and still manifest someone who's willing to settle in areas of life where you are, who reflects back to you your own worst vices and blind spots. And that's not a flaw in the method. That's the method working exactly as designed, showing you what's still unresolved in you, which is why the biggest threat to this working isn't the technique, it's what's already running underneath inside of you. Now, the second biggest threat, so I just basically told you the biggest threat is success. If you succeed, you'll get someone who's like you, who's limited in the same way that you are, who has been willing to settle for the level of personal development that you've been willing to settle for. And yet, there's another structural piece that will make the technique just not work. Resistance, doubt, and disbelief. If you're pushing against not having the thing, you're still relating to its absence. You're feeding the very thing you don't want. Faith is imagination focused on a desirable outcome. Fear, doubt, disbelief are imagination focused on what you don't want, running wild, unfocused, and unclear. So if part of you believes this can't work or believes that it can't be this easy, then that disbelief is a limiting belief, actively blocking what you're trying to call in. You don't have to force these away. You get to feel them, let them go, and get support on removing and remediating for them. This is where a coach could become essential. Someone who sees the resistance and the doubt that you can't see inside yourself. You can't see the picture while you're inside of it. And what's unconscious runs your life and gets called fate until you deal with it. That was basically Carl Jung. So here's my proof of this technique. In high school, I sat next to a beautiful woman for a year, and I finally asked her out to a dance. She decided I smelled bad. Graduation came. I figured I'd never see her again. 15 years later, unbeknownst to me, she was dealing with depression and prayed specifically, God, send me something that will help me deal with this or I'm going to end it. That same week, I just closed my first $5,000 coaching client. I'd invited that client to an event, and she invited her friend, and then her friend invited Christine. And she showed up, got exactly what she needed. She connected with me at the event. This is Christine from high school, gave me her number, more than I'd gotten in the entire year when I knew her at 17. We talked. I visited her. We fell in love within about a month. And she later showed me something that she'd written before we reconnected, a description of the exact partner she was manifesting, namely me. She was manifesting me in the same way that I had done with her. That's the pattern I've seen over and over. When you do the work, the timing lines up in ways your logical mind cannot engineer. Now, it's not just that you can manifest a relationship, it's what level are you manifesting from, because you're going to get a partner who matches it, right? So this ties back into the biggest threat in success. Level one is trauma, living from unhealed pain, looking for someone to rescue you. Manifest from here, you get a relationship that runs on limerence chemicals until they wear off, and then it collapses. I've watched this over and over as a relationship coach. Level two, goal oriented. If it is to be, it depends on me. This is a great place to grow, but if you're giving to get, it becomes transactional. Eventually, it'll collapse as well. Level three, journey oriented. You realize you don't need anything to be different in order to be happy. You're whole now. From here, the relationship isn't the destination. It's something you enjoy along the way without needing it to complete you. And it is part of the journey. Happiness is not the end of the path, it is the path. Remember to remain present to the presence of the present that the present is. Finally, there's level four, which is where I recommend you play from. Value oriented. You shift from giving to get to getting to give. You manifest from overflow, not lack, and that's magnetic in a completely different way. And finally, level five, surrendered. You tune into something larger than your own mind to guide you moment to moment. This is where it stops being effort and starts being grace. The higher the level you receive from, the higher the quality and durability and longevity of what you receive. Manifest from one, you're going to suffer eventually for sure. Two, you get transactional, and maybe you settle for a pseudo sanctuary of negotiated comforts, to quote Robert Augustus Masters from Transformation Through Intimacy. Or you can manifest from level four and five and get devotion that's actually really worth it and can support you in thriving. So, everyone is on their own path, in their own process, at their own perfect time. If you want to go deeper on the list, the levels, the skills to actually receive and sustain what you manifest, because just manifesting a relationship is not the same as having the skills to maintain it and to enjoy it and to serve your partner in it. Well, if you want more, that's what we build in the Make Love Easy community and the Awaken Relentless Love in Partnerships course. Check that out. It's a very specific man inspired me to create this, and I think we did a damn good job. Go make love easy, y'all. Have a beautiful day.